Hey, what's going on my social media folks out there? Back for another video on the KT Hoops channel. I know it's been a while. Season's been kind of slow this last couple weeks. Haven't really had much content to talk about as far as the NBA is concerned. Just about the start of the season being on December 22nd and also free agency starting November 20th, the draft November 18th. So I'm expecting to be doing more videos and picking up content in the next coming weeks because the season's going to be getting started up here. Training camp will also be December 1st. But today I just wanted to talk about a couple proposed trades that really hit the news circuit over the last 24 hours. Of course, Chris Paul's come up in quite a few trades, really being linked to the Lakers and the Knicks. But one came out of the blue yesterday with linking him to the Phoenix Suns. And for Chris Paul, it would be good for the Suns to be able to link up with someone like Chris Paul. He can really mentor that young team with a lot of young talent, specifically Devin Booker on the team, DeAndre Ayton, and a couple other pieces that they got around. But preferably for Devin Booker, because it's no secret around the league that Devin Booker has not been delighted being in Phoenix. He wants to compete at a high level in the league, and these last 10 years, Phoenix has really not been much of a factor on the West Coast, especially drafting really young. The West is absolute juggernaut also, so it's really hard to rebuild on the West because the majority of the years, the 8th, 7th, and 8th seed, these teams are winning 45 games, sometimes 50 games and up. So it's been a tough go for Phoenix these last, say, 10 years. But, if they were able to acquire Chris Paul, this would be a major step towards getting them back at least in the playoff picture with pairing him with Devin Booker and a couple of those other young pieces around. But for Chris Paul, is this what he really wants to do? Be another mentor to a young team. I mean, basically that's what he's coming from in Oklahoma City. They have a lot of young pieces around with Gildress. I always mess up this dude's name. Shea Alexander. I'll just call him that. And then they also had Gallinari. He's not really a young guy, but a good piece on a playoff, possibly a championship team. But he would basically be going to the same thing in Phoenix. And in this stage of Chris Paul's career, do you think he really would want to do another, not so much rebuild, but another mentorship role for a young team? And, that's really up to Chris Paul. For me, if I'm 36, I know I got a couple good years left if I can stay healthy. I would really be looking to push myself to a real championship contender. And Chris has kind of narrowed it down by saying he would only go to LA or New York. Well, we know the Knicks aren't a championship contender at this time. Jersey or Brooklyn now. Brooklyn, they already have Kyrie. So that only really narrows it down to two teams. And that would be the Lakers or the Clippers. Now, what do the Clippers have to offer in order to get Chris Paul? I mean, they would have to give up, of course, Lou, probably Trez, Patrick Beverly. I mean, I don't know how much that would be given up, but Beverly, and probably a couple other pieces around that Clipper franchise that would have to go. And would Chris Paul want to go back there after he was let go and traded a couple years ago? And then, of course, that leaves the Lakers. Would the Lakers have enough pieces? It would fit, of course, with him, Bron, and AD, but do the Lakers have enough pieces in order to put around? And do the Lakers want to give up that cap money in order to acquire someone like Chris Paul at this stage of his career? There's a bunch of loopholes, I'm sure, that the Lakers can try and figure out, and these GMs that really want a proven point guard, star point guard. But, are they willing to pull that trigger on a 36-year-old point guard? For me, Chris Paul should be trying to get to a team that he can possibly win a ring with. I don't think the Suns would be a good fit for what he may be wanting to try and do. Now, as far as basketball-wise, he's a good fit anywhere. He's a fantastic point guard, fantastic leader, and I think he'd be perfect with Devin Booker and a couple of those other young pieces around. So that's my quick take on the Chris Paul rumor. Now, the next rumor that I just woke up to is the Russell Westbrook to the Clippers rumor. This is another one that's kind of far-fetched, because, what do the Clippers also have to offer, and how would this fit basketball-wise? We've seen Russell play with KD, Harden, them together, Ibaka, him and Paul George have played together before. Some people say that Paul George had the best year of his career with Westbrook. But the dynamic of him, Kawhi, and PG, it looks good on paper, but as far as basketball-wise, first of all, where's your knockdown shooting coming from? Russell Westbrook is not a knockdown shooter. He's a fantastic playmaker, but do they have enough balls to go around? Like I said, who's your spot-up shooter? Dynamic-wise, it looks good, but will Russell be that point guard that Kawhi is looking for? Kawhi is really looking for a guy, they've thrown Rondo around, of course. I think that's their prime guy that they're really pushing for. Or somebody like Holiday out of New Orleans is another guy that I've been hearing around Clipper Town. But is Westbrook that guy that really is going to be the facilitator out on the floor? Is he going to be able to get them in their offensive sets? Is he going to get Kawhi the ball where he wants it? Is he going to get Paul the ball where he wants it? Is Westbrook really that guy? And I don't know if he is in this stage of his career. I don't think he's ever been. Russell Westbrook is more of a combo guard. Of course, he's averaged a triple-double, but a lot of that time he was really the only focal point on the team. So, of course, he's handling the ball 90 to 95% of the time. In Clipper land, he's going to have to share the ball with not only Kawhi, but also Paul George. So, I don't know if that rumor really has a lot of legs to it. Of course, the Clippers, with the whole Steve Ballmer era now, they really want to try and make splashes in order to put their name out there, as a destination place for a lot of stars. And I don't know if they really need the star power more than they need the continuity. And Russell Westbrook is another strong personality that I don't know if necessarily answers your chemistry issue. So we'll see. I don't think that move will happen, but you never know with Ballmer and Hall, his money, and what kind of splash the Clippers are trying to make. So I just wanted to give a quick take on that. Like I said, we're going to be having more videos coming out, more content as we get closer to the season. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and subscribe to the KT Hoops channel. Give me, feedback and content. I'll be seeing you on more videos. Everybody, thank you. Have a good day. Peace.